Imagine waking up to find your civilization erased in a single week. Not conquered, not defeated, erased. In 1258, the greatest city in the medieval world, Baghdad, fell to the Mongols. A city of libraries, scholars, wealth, and wonders, turned into silent ruins. Some historians call it the moment the world ended. This is the story of how one siege shattered an empire and forever changed human history. Before the Mongols arrived, Baghdad wasn't just a city, it was the center of the world, the capital of the Abbasid Caliphate, a city of markets, palaces, and gardens, a city where astronomers mapped the stars, physicians studied anatomy, mathematicians invented algebra, and poets recited under lantern-lit courtyards. At the heart of it all stood the legendary House of Wisdom, the greatest library on earth. It held centuries of scientific knowledge, astronomy, philosophy, medicine, engineering, history, whole civilizations preserved on its shelves. Baghdad believed its walls, its legacy, and its faith made it untouchable. But far to the east, a storm was building. In 1256, the Mongol leader Hulagu Khan, grandson of Genghis Khan, received a chilling order: conquer the Islamic world. His army was not just large, it was engineered for annihilation. Tens of thousands of cavalry, siege engineers, Chinese catapults, Persian auxiliaries, and Christian allies from Armenia and Georgia. Hulagu sent the caliph in Baghdad a letter. It wasn't a threat, it was a warning. Submit or be destroyed. The caliph, al-Mustasim, refused. Some advisors claimed the Mongols were bluffing. Some said God would protect the city. Some simply lied about the threat to protect their own power. History's greatest mistake was already unfolding. In January 1258, Hulagu's army arrived like a steel tide across the plains of Mesopotamia. Baghdad was surrounded. To the east, Mongol cavalry. To the west, siege towers. To the south, engineers diverting the Tigris River. To the north, allied Christian forces sealing escape routes. For the first time in 500 years, Baghdad stood alone. The Mongols built siege walls around the city, not to get in, but to keep Baghdad from getting out. Then the bombardment began. Giant catapults hurled stones the size of oxen into the city. Houses collapsed, mosques crumbled, families fled through streets already choking with dust and smoke. And still, the caliph refused to surrender. For a week, the city shook under constant bombardment. Then, on February 10th, the eastern wall fell. Mongol storm troops surged in. Baghdad's defenders fought bravely, but they were overwhelmed. Mamluk guards, civilian volunteers, scholars, merchants, everyone who could pick up a blade did. But nothing could stop the Mongol war machine. By the next morning, the caliph's forces had collapsed. Baghdad was defenseless. Hulagu gave the order that would echo for centuries: let none survive. The massacre lasted for 7 days. 7 days where screams replaced prayer. 7 days where marketplaces ran with blood. 7 days where centuries of culture disappeared. The Mongols did not loot the city, they erased it. The House of Wisdom, symbol of the Golden Age, was destroyed. Countless books were thrown into the Tigris River. Some say the river ran black with ink, the knowledge of a civilization bleeding into the water. Scholars were executed. Engineers, physicians, philosophers, all killed alongside civilians. Baghdad was not simply defeated, it was decapitated. When the Mongols finally left Baghdad, it was unrecognizable. A city that once held more than 1 million people now had only tens of thousands. The irrigation canals that fed Mesopotamia for millennia were destroyed. Agriculture collapsed. Famine followed. The Abbasid Caliphate, once the most powerful empire on earth, was gone. And with it, the Islamic Golden Age ended. Historians argue about how much knowledge was truly lost, but what's certain is this: the world after 1258 was not the same world before it. The fall of Baghdad wasn't just a siege, it was a turning point in human history. A reminder that no empire is too great, no city is too brilliant, no civilization is too advanced to fall. And sometimes, in a single week, the world can lose centuries.